Hello and welcome to another episode of GM Talks. Today we're gonna see a 3-minute blitz game I played on chess.com against Sanan Sjugirov, one of the world's actually best players. He's not very well known and he's Russian, which we of course don't like, even though he probably plays under FIDE flag. He's got 27-12 in FIDE rating. Here on chess.com he's got 29-18. I don't think I've ever been above 2800. Usually I'm something with 26, 27 usually, and I think mainly because I'm old. But I'm just gonna go through this game just to see how you think in a blitz game, because you don't think very much. Instinct is what takes over. It's just instinct. Just feel. You just sense something and then you make a move. Some people of course can calculate very fast a lot of lines, especially young players. I'm not that guy, so my is more on general principles, and it just feels good to play this move. Anyway, this game was very typical. Both how you sometimes beat strong players. Usually I lose, but also how they will try to create counterplay and so on. So I'm white, and I accelerate between E4, D4, C4, and Knight F3 and so on. And at the moment here we have he is a possible Nimzo Indian, and he plays the Queen's Gambit, and I play the exchange variation, so we actually have a Carlsbad structure. And it's all main moves here. Bishop D3. I have a little plan here to maybe not play Queen C2. I'm trying to avoid playing that move. So I want to play the Knight E2 system without Queen C2. That's sort of my idea. That messes up a little bit for black, so that's the idea. H6. So this has become very popular lately. Of course, there's nothing is gonna ever hit here, but it does weaken this diagonal a lot. Oops, let's see. We're gonna do like this, and especially the white squares like this guy and this guy. So that's the problem with it. On the other hand, the bishop is pushed, and I have to decide if I want to go f4 or h4 and so on. And here I'm a little bit. If I go knight d2, I think he goes knight h5 and exchange my bishop. So I play f3 first, and he might try to punish at me now with playing something like this. And it will feel weird to take now, because also you have knight f4. So I'll probably go here, and he could say that this is a little bit strange setup for white, but on the other hand, and maybe something like this, but still, I think here, and I'll probably go something like this, and I will probably castle queenside. So I don't know. Castle can't be that wrong. Knight e2. So I'm basically playing this Botvinnik Kasparov setup without Queen c2 and castle here. And here he plays c5, and that's bad. I think that's simply not a good move. It just weakens the d pawn, and I think the best idea is to play b5 and get more space. But it's also weakening all the pawns on the c file. But we have had one video where I was black. That was without the move h6. And you could say that the h6 move solves black's kingside problem immediately, but the long-term weaknesses on those white squares here will remain. It's very hard to fix, because when you play this move, all your pawns are weak on the king side, and your king's in general trouble. So you're afraid of sacrifices of different kinds. Anyway, c5, I don't like it. Rook c1 is probably a good move. a6 is a natural move. White should be, and maybe this is a little bit overcautious. I like to sort of, in blitz, it's nice not to have to calculate checks, because it takes time. This precise move order, that's something that a guy like Nakamura is very good at, because he calculates very fast. But when you're old and your brain is old, you don't calculate that fast. So it's nice to just get the king out of the equation. Black could play something like c4 and b5. I think white should be better in positions like this. This will come at some point, and I will get an attack on the king side. I hope. Otherwise, I'm in trouble on the queen side. But in general, especially in a blitz game, especially against a stronger player, of course, this Sanan Sjugirov is a better player than me. So it's nice to have a situation where we are playing for all 3 points. You don't want to have these without. Right. So now I decided to take. I should probably have taken before. But it's nice to have that one out of the way, and this is of course is weak. This is also weak, but also I got this nice square here and only have good pieces at the moment. I of course preserve my bishop. I also preserve the right to play queen c2 and threatening to take and give a check here, so making a battery on this. I didn't do that. I played knight here. I think that's the best move. There's also this nice little square. Also, I'm vacating this square for the other knight if he kicks it with b4. It would be nice to just keep my sort of structure together. And all these moves, of course, it's a blitz game, so it's just something you just move. It's not, you don't think too much, you just move, and this looks weird. I think it's a bad move. It doesn't look right. The idea, of course, is to get some pressure here. The problem is this knight here will easily cover that. So I take, right, and immediately attacks the queen. And already I'm much better. He has a bad bishop here on b7, and he has a weak pawn here. This, you could argue, this is also weak. Make it another color, but it's not really attackable. Also, if you're gonna go get the knight out, then h6 here would also be weak. Queen here, b4. It's probably a nice move, and here I think you could argue for the thing is with the b4 is that it wins a pawn, and I took the pawn, but it also leaves this square weak, which is something you should always be wary about in these kind of positions. Okay, but I took the pawn. And here the computer, I think, says that white should threaten mate in 1 here with queen d7. I was thinking, why not attack the bishop now that he doesn't. He wants to make a maneuver something like this, and I'm basically annoying him here. And this is probably a mistake. He should start fighting for this square with bishop c8, and I got myself a pawn. And he defends the knight. So I thought that's so now I'm a clear pawn up. I'm clearly winning. Queen c2. Yeah, I'm threatening knight e7 or something with the idea, of course, here. This is a very blitzy move to make queen c2. It's probably not bad, but it's not a fantastic move either. And he covers h7, queen c3. Not sure this is best, but it makes some sense. Here he should probably try d4 to get some counterplay. He played here, and I just played a3. I was thinking, why not just cover everything, not having any trouble at all here. It looks like that was the right move, and he kicks the. And I decided to go here again. Maybe I'm having fun here. I don't know. But it's kind of thing you do in blitz. He moves out of the way. I give check. And here, queen h7 turns out it's not really much. So I decided just to cover everything here. I am a clear pawn up. And but when I saw knight d6, I was a little bit so I think knight d6 is probably the best move for him here. Also a little bit annoying. I probably have to go bishop a2 and just get rid of that guy. But this move, and I went back, and he went back to this square, and that's probably because queen h7 is just going to get it out of the way. And okay, I decided to go back, cover everything here, and this is here, and of course this is here, and this is very typical blitz move. Just covering everything, especially for me. I'm a sort of a control freak. So white is, of course, clearly better here. Rook c1, and also I thought that was the smart move. Anyway, that's a rule of thumb. That's a rule of thumb. When your pawns up or material up, exchange pieces. The pawn ending is usually 1, so if you exchange everything, it's easily winning without any problems. So here I'm a clear pawn up and having control over the position. He does. I didn't really understand that move, but he is getting ready to get some sort of counterplay. And I decided to, okay, let's get the king back into the game. Made sense, and also I would like to have the option of playing f4 whenever I like, and again exchanging things. And he took here, check, and here I thought it's probably going to be a draw. I might lose on time, but I because I'm much slower than these guys. Even though if I'm 20 seconds ahead, I can still lose on time. Here he made a huge blunder, so that's something they can do as well, and you can probably spot what I didn't see here as white. And this is well, it's a 27-12 player, this Sanan Sjugirov, so it's kind of interesting. But of course he was under pressure, down on time, and was hoping just to flag me later, which a lot of these players actually managed to do because I'm slow. But here, and I've decided not to be too bitter about it because that would not make sense. Here, of course, Queen b8 is pretty good. Check, because the bishop is controlling this one, even though it's hanging. So I play this move. That's a huge mistake, and I went back here. And basically we're just moving around here. I thought, okay, I have a clear pawn up. And I have the passed a pawn, and he does not have any counterplay, so just move, and here I made a mistake. I think this is not the correct way to do it. You should play a6 first. It's more precise, much more precise actually. Play this move, and he probably thought it was the same. Here, of course, he should play something with the king h7 or something, and we're still having a sort of a game. And I could take this one. And of course, now it's completely winning. Still, the technical phase is not that easy, and he started to play pretty fast here. And this h4 makes no sense, really. Queen a2 makes no sense. I'm just moving, and I'm already scared here that I will mess this up because I know, of course, it's totally winning. And now I found the plan, and to get this out, and I saw that, okay, he has only one check, so I can push the pawn, and here and here and here. I thought, okay, he doesn't have any moves, so why not just play Queen e7, because he's down to no time, and he did play this move, check, and I took the queen and won the game. I think I lost a few times against Sjugirov as well. But as you see, this game, there's not much calculation. It's just moving, and trying to make sort of harmonious, good moves all the time, and trying to hang on to material. And to be honest, I'm so old, I'm not able to calculate very much in such a game here. You have like these calculations that run on system 1, as Kahneman would say. You manage those, and sometimes you get bogged down in system 2. But whenever you get bogged down in system 2, I always lose on time or get into serious time trouble, because it just takes so long to orient yourself and see, okay, what's threatening, what's the best move, what's my plan, and blah blah blah, and then your time is up. So this is a very typical situation for me in Blitz. Still, I like playing Blitz. Blitz is fun, and also it keeps your senses sharp, even though it's a little bit annoying to have become so much slower than I was when like 25 years ago, but that's just evolution, or whatever you say. Anyway, this was DM Talks with just a Blitz game from chess.com. When you finish the game, you can actually analyze it with their engines. I think it's sometimes a good idea, especially if something you don't understand or something. Of course, computers see a lot of variations, and that's a big problem with analyzing with engines, is that it's so much variation, and not much understanding. And most players would benefit a lot from increasing their understanding in this. By the way, if you're interested in the opening and the structure, the Carlsbad structure, we have a great big course, masterclass, that is totally free here on YouTube. Just go ahead and become an expert in this structure. This was DM Talks. Thank you for watching.